very famously, when the Civil War really kicked off, it was when Slobodan Milosevic gave this very famous speech, and he was flanked on both sides by Orthodox priests.
Yeah.
And the symbolism of that was very clear. And so this second man in the presentation, Miroslav Volf, he was talking about the historical precedent for identitarian religious zealotry fusing with authoritarian political impulses and what happens when the two meet. And I think for all of the Americans in the room, even though for the first several hours of this conversation, the name Donald Trump was never mentioned, but for all of the Americans in the room, the subtext was quite obvious and quite alarming, because if you're connecting the dots here between these episodes, it doesn't take much of a leap to see how the ascendant forces of Christian nationalism in this country and Donald Trump's willingness to speak their language and to escalate this rhetoric, dehumanizing his opponents as vermin, saying that he won't let anyone into this country if they're not a Christian. This is following a historical pattern that should have everyone, I think, concerned, regardless of what your partisan affiliation is or your cultural views on the issues of the day. I think there is a pattern that we look at and we think now in the American context, could we see something similar here?